Let's talk about what's in your pantry and what should be. If the last few years have taught us anything, it's that being prepared isn't just for preppers or survivalists. It's for anyone who wants peace of mind, a little more control, and the ability to weather whatever storms, literal or figurative, life throws our way. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Not all stockpile foods are created equal. Some of the most common items people buy for emergencies are actually the worst choices for nutrition, taste, or long-term storage. Others are so processed, so full of salt, sugar, or chemicals that you'd be better off eating the cardboard box. Today we're cutting through the hype and ranking the 10 greatest foods to stockpile in 2026. Foods that are actually worth your money, your shelf space, and your trust. This isn't about buying the cheapest, the most shelf-stable, or the most heavily marketed. This is about what you'll actually want to eat, what will keep you healthy, and what will last when you need it most. If you're over 55, you know that being prepared is about more than just having a few cans of soup in the cupboard. It's about making smart choices, reading the label, and thinking ahead. So before you make your next grocery run or your next big stock up, watch this video, because the truth about the best foods to stockpile is more practical and more important than you think. Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel where we read the label so you don't get played. Like many of you, I remember a time when stockpiling meant a few extra cans in the basement, not a full-on survival bunker. But the world has changed. Whether it's supply chain hiccups, natural disasters, or just wanting to avoid extra trips to the store, more Americans than ever are thinking about what foods to keep on hand. I've spent a lot of time digging into the world of shelf-stable foods, reading ingredient lists, checking expiration dates, and comparing what brands promise with what they actually deliver. I've seen the difference between a pantry full of food you'll actually eat and a pile of stuff that will sit there until it expires. Today, we're talking about the foods you'll actually want to eat, the ones that will keep you healthy, and the ones that will last. We'll look at the classics, the overlooked gems, and the new essentials for 2026. Some of these you probably already have. Some might surprise you, but all of them are worth a spot in your stockpile. This is about getting back to basics and making smart choices in a world of uncertainty. Ready to find out which foods are worth your money and your shelf space? Let's get to the ranking. Before we get to the list, let's talk about what makes a food great for stockpiling. It's not just about shelf life, it's about nutrition. Will it keep you healthy if you have to eat it for days or weeks? Taste. Will you actually want to eat it, or will it be a last resort? Versatility. Can you use it in different recipes, or is it a one-trick pony? Storage. Does it need refrigeration? Will it last in your climate? Value. Is it affordable, or are you paying for marketing and packaging? Rotation. Can you use it in your regular meals, or will it just sit there? The best stockpile foods are the ones you'll actually use, enjoy, and benefit from, whether there's an emergency or just a busy week. Number 10. Dried beans and lentils. Let's start with a classic, dried beans and lentils. These are the backbone of any good stockpile. Why they're great. Nutrition. Beans and lentils are packed with protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. They're a complete protein when combined with grains. Shelf life. Properly stored in a cool, dry place, dried beans and lentils can last for years. Versatility. Use them in soups, stews, salads, casseroles, or as a side dish. Value. They're one of the most affordable sources of protein you can buy. How to store. Keep them in airtight containers, away from moisture and pests. If you want to go the extra mile, use Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. Pro tip, rotate your stock. Beans and lentils do get harder to cook as they age, so use and replace them regularly. Number 9. Canned fish, tuna, salmon, sardines. Canned fish is a powerhouse for protein, omega-3s, and long shelf life. Why it's great. Nutrition. Canned tuna, salmon, and sardines are rich in protein, healthy fats, and essential nutrients like vitamin D and calcium, especially if you eat the bones in sardines. Shelf life. Most canned fish lasts 3 to 5 years or more if stored properly. Versatility. Eat it straight from the can, mix into salads, make fish cakes, or add to pasta. Value. Canned fish is affordable and widely available. How to store. Keep cans in a cool, dry place. Watch for dents or bulging cans, which can indicate spoilage. Pro tip, look for wild caught and packed in water for the healthiest options. Rotate your stock and use older cans first. Number 8, rice. White, brown, jasmine, basmati. Rice is a staple in kitchens around the world, and for good reason. Why it's great. Nutrition. Rice is a good source of energy and pairs well with beans for a complete protein. Shelf life. White rice can last up to 30 years if stored properly. Brown rice has a shorter shelf life, 6 to 12 months due to its higher oil content, but it's more nutritious. Versatility. Use rice in soups, casseroles, stir fries, or as a side dish. Value. Rice is affordable and easy to store in bulk. How to store. Keep rice in airtight containers away from moisture and pests. For long-term storage, use Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. Pro tip, rotate your rice stock and use brown rice within a year for best flavor and nutrition. Number 7, shelf-stable milk and milk alternatives. Milk is a kitchen essential, but fresh milk doesn't last. Shelf-stable options are a must for any stockpile. Why it's great. Nutrition milk and fortified milk alternatives provide protein, calcium, and vitamin D. Shelf life. Shelf-stable, UHT milk, evaporated milk, and powdered milk can last months to years unopened. Plant-based milks, soy, almond, oat are also available in shelf-stable cartons. Versatility. Use in coffee, cereal, baking, or as a drink. Value. Shelf-stable milk is affordable and easy to store. How to store. Keep cartons or cans in a cool, dry place. Once opened, refrigerate and use within a few days. Pro tip, powdered milk is the ultimate backup. Just add water, rotate your stock, and use older packages first. Number 6, canned vegetables and tomatoes. Canned vegetables and tomatoes are a pantry staple for a reason. Why they're great. Nutrition. Canned vegetables retain most of their nutrients and are a good source of fiber and vitamins. Shelf life. Most canned vegetables last 2 to 5 years or more if stored properly. Versatility. Use in soups, stews, casseroles, or as a side dish. Value. Canned vegetables are affordable and widely available. How to store. Keep cans in a cool, dry place. Watch for dents or bulging cans, which can indicate spoilage. Pro tip, look for no salt added or low sodium options for better health. Rotate your stock and use older cans first. Number 5, pasta. Pasta is a comfort food that's easy to store and cook. Why it's great. Nutrition. Pasta is a good source of energy and pairs well with beans, vegetables, and sauces. Shelf life. Dried pasta can last 2 to 3 years or more if stored properly. Versatility. Use in soups, casseroles, salads, or as a main dish. Value. Pasta is affordable and easy to store in bulk. How to store. Keep pasta in airtight containers, away from moisture and pests. Pro tip, stock a variety of shapes for different recipes. Whole grain and legume-based pastas add extra nutrition. Number 4, nut butters, peanut, almond, sunflower. Nut butters are a protein-packed, shelf-stable staple. Why they're great. Nutrition. Nut butters are rich in protein, healthy fats, and essential vitamins and minerals. Shelf life. Most nut butters last 1 to 2 years unopened. Natural varieties may separate, but that's normal. Versatility. Use on toast, in sandwiches, in baking, or as a snack. Value. Nut butters are affordable and calorie-dense. How to store. Keep jars in a cool, dry place. Once opened, natural nut butters may need refrigeration. Pro tip, look for nut butters with minimal ingredients, just nuts and maybe salt. Avoid added sugars and hydrogenated oils. Number 3, oats and other whole grains. Oats are a breakfast staple and a versatile ingredient for baking and cooking. Why they're great. Nutrition. Oats are high in fiber, protein, and essential vitamins and minerals. Shelf life. Rolled oats can last up to 2 years if stored properly. Steel-cut oats and other whole grains, quinoa, barley, farro, are also long-lasting. Versatility. Use in oatmeal, granola, baking, or as a base for savory dishes. Value. Oats and whole grains are affordable and easy to store in bulk. How to store. Keep oats and grains in airtight containers, away from moisture and pests. Pro tip. Rotate your stock and use older packages first. Try different grains for variety and nutrition. Number 2, canned and dried fruit. Fruit is essential for nutrition and variety, but fresh fruit doesn't last. Canned and dried options are a must for any stockpile. Why they're great. Nutrition: canned and dried fruit retain most of their nutrients and are a good source of fiber and vitamins. Shelf life: most canned fruit lasts 2 to 5 years or more if stored properly. Dried fruit can last up to a year or more. Versatility: use in oatmeal, baking, salads, or as a snack. Value: canned and dried fruit are affordable and widely available. How to store: keep cans and dried fruit in a cool, dry place. Once opened, dried fruit should be resealed or refrigerated. Pro tip: look for fruit packed in juice or water, not syrup. Rotate your stock and use older packages first. Number 1. Shelf-stable proteins: canned chicken, beef, beans, tofu. Protein is essential for health, especially as we age. Shelf-stable proteins are a must for any stockpile. Why they're great. Nutrition: canned chicken, beef, beans, and tofu are rich in protein, vitamins, and minerals. Shelf life: most canned proteins last 2 to 5 years or more if stored properly. Shelf-stable tofu can last up to a year. Versatility: use in soups, stews, casseroles, salads, or as a main dish. Value: shelf-stable proteins are affordable and widely available. How to store: keep cans and packages in a cool, dry place. Watch for dents or bulging cans, which can indicate spoilage. Pro tip: look for low-sodium options and rotate your stock. Use older cans first. The world is changing, and so are the foods you should stockpile. Here are some new essentials for 2026 that you might not have considered. 1. Shelf-stable plant-based proteins. Plant-based eating is on the rise, and shelf-stable options are better than ever. What's great? Lentil and chickpea pasta. Shelf-stable tofu and tempeh. Canned beans and legumes. Why it matters? Plant-based proteins are affordable, nutritious, and have a long shelf life. They're a great way to add variety and nutrition to your stockpile. 2. Bone broth and stock concentrates. Bone broth and stock concentrates are a new staple for flavor and nutrition. What's great? Shelf-stable bone broth cartons, stock concentrates in jars or packets. Why it matters? Bone broth is rich in protein, minerals, and collagen. It's great for soups, stews, and sipping on its own. 3. Shelf-stable dairy alternatives. Dairy alternatives are more popular than ever, and many are shelf-stable. What's great? Shelf-stable almond, soy, oat, and coconut milk. Shelf-stable cheese and yogurt alternatives. Why it matters? Dairy alternatives are a good option for those with lactose intolerance or dairy allergies. They're also a great way to add variety to your stockpile. 4. Ready-to-eat grains and legumes. Ready-to-eat grains and legumes are a new convenience food for stockpiling. What's great? Shelf-stable pouches of rice, quinoa, lentils, and beans. Why it matters? These products are fully cooked and ready to eat. They're a great option for quick meals or emergencies. 5. Nut and seed mixes. Nuts and seeds are a great source of protein, healthy fats, and essential nutrients. What's great? Mixed nuts, trail mix, and seed blends. Why it matters? Nuts and seeds are calorie dense, portable, and have a long shelf life. They're a great snack or addition to meals. 6. Shelf-stable soups and stews. Shelf-stable soups and stews are a classic stockpile food, but new options are better than ever. What's great? Organic, low-sodium, and plant-based soups. Hearty stews with beans, vegetables, and grains. Why it matters? Soups and stews are easy to prepare, filling, and nutritious. Look for options with simple ingredients and no added sugar. 7. Whole grain crackers and flatbreads. Crackers and flatbreads are a great way to add variety to your stockpile. What's great? Whole grain, seed-based, and gluten-free options. Why it matters? Crackers and flatbreads are shelf-stable, portable, and pair well with nut butters, cheese, or canned proteins. 8. Shelf-stable fruit and vegetable juices. Fruit and vegetable juices are a good way to add variety and nutrition to your stockpile. What's great? 100% juice, no added sugar. Vegetable juice blends for extra nutrition. Why it matters? Juices are a good source of vitamins and hydration. Look for options with no added sugar or artificial ingredients. 9. Instant coffee and tea. Coffee and tea are essential for comfort and routine. What's great? Instant coffee, tea bags, and single-serve packets. Why it matters. Coffee and tea are shelf-stable, easy to prepare, and provide a sense of normalcy in stressful times. 10. Honey and maple syrup. Natural sweeteners are a great addition to your stockpile. What's great? Raw honey and pure maple syrup. Why it matters. Honey and maple syrup have a long shelf life and can be used in baking, cooking, or as a sweetener for drinks. Now that you know what to stockpile, let's talk about how to do it right. 1. Rotate your stock. Use the first in, first out method. Use older items first and replace them with new ones. 2. Store food properly. Keep food in a cool, dry place. Use airtight containers to protect against moisture and pests. 3. Check expiration dates. Regularly check expiration dates and use or donate items before they expire. 4. Buy what you eat. Stockpile foods you actually like and use. Don't buy foods just because they're on sale or have a long shelf life. 5. Plan for variety. Stock a variety of foods to prevent boredom and ensure balanced nutrition. 6. Consider special diets. If you have dietary restrictions, make sure your stockpile includes foods you can eat. 7. Don't forget water. Water is the most important item in any stockpile. Store at least 1 gallon per person per day for at least 3 days. 8. Keep a manual can opener. If you're stocking canned foods, make sure you have a manual can opener. 9. Include comfort foods. Stockpile a few treats, chocolate, cookies, or your favorite snack. Comfort foods can boost morale in stressful times. 10. Review and update regularly. Review your stockpile every few months and update as needed. Replace expired items and adjust your stockpile based on your needs. Not all shelf-stable foods are worth your money or your health. Here are some foods to avoid when building your stockpile. 1. Highly processed snack foods. Chips, cookies, and other processed snacks are high in salt, sugar, and unhealthy fats. They offer little nutrition and can go stale quickly. 2. Sugary breakfast cereals. Many breakfast cereals are loaded with sugar and offer little nutrition. Look for whole grain options with low sugar. 3. Value canned soups. Store brand value canned soups are often high in sodium, low in nutrition, and full of artificial ingredients. 4. Light salad dressings. Light salad dressings are often loaded with sugar, artificial flavors, and stabilizers to make up for the lack of fat. 5. Chocolatey candy and holiday treats. Many of these products are labeled as chocolate flavored or chocolatey, not real chocolate. They use vegetable fats instead of cocoa butter, and the cocoa content is minimal. 6. Reduced fat peanut butter. Reduced fat peanut butter is a highly processed product stripped of most of its fat and replaced with sugar, corn syrup solids, and stabilizers. 7. Value bread. Store brand value bread is often bland, dry, and lacking in the rich, hearty flavor of homemade or higher quality bread. 8. Light olive oil. Light olive oil is a highly refined product stripped of most of its flavor, color, and nutrients. 9. Bottled honey, ultra-filtered, blended, or product of multiple countries. Many store brand and even some name brand honeys are ultra-filtered, removing pollen and making it impossible to trace the source. Desmate store brand value coffee. Store brand value coffee is often bitter, flat, and lacking in complexity. Now that you know what to stockpile and what to avoid, let's talk about how to make the most of your stockpile, especially if you're over 55. 1. Focus on nutrition. As we age, our nutritional needs change. Stockpile foods that are high in protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. 2. Plan for special diets. If you have dietary restrictions, make sure your stockpile includes foods you can eat. 3. Rotate your stock. Use the first in, first out method. Use older items first and replace them with new ones. 4. Store food properly. Keep food in a cool, dry place. Use airtight containers to protect against moisture and pests. 5. Check expiration dates. Regularly check expiration dates and use or donate items before they expire. 6. Include comfort foods. Stockpile a few treats, chocolate, cookies, or your favorite snack. Comfort foods can boost morale in stressful times. 7. Don't forget water. Water is the most important item in any stockpile. Store at least 1 gallon per person per day for at least 3 days. 8. Keep a manual can opener. If you're stocking canned foods, make sure you have a manual can opener. 9. Plan for variety. Stock a variety of foods to prevent boredom and ensure balanced nutrition. 10. Review and update regularly. Review your stockpile every few months and update as needed. Replace expired items and adjust your stockpile based on your needs. So there you have it, from the bland, flat disappointment at the bottom to the rich, flavorful goodness at the top. The stockpile aisle doesn't have to be a confusing landscape of marketing hype and empty promises. You just need to know what to look for. Remember, real stockpile foods are about quality ingredients, careful preparation, and traditional production. They don't need a long list of additives or intense processing to be good for you. In fact, the less that's done to them, the better they are. The food industry has spent a fortune convincing us that their factory blended product is normal, but now you know better. You know that there are still brands out there who are committed to producing stockpile foods the right way. Every time you choose a box of high quality, traditionally made stockpile foods over a box of industrial blended mush, you are voting with your wallet for a better food system, one that values flavor, tradition, and your health. If this video changed how you think about the foods in your pantry, smash that like button and subscribe for more food industry deep dives. Drop a comment below and let me know which stockpile food shocked you the most, and what's your go-to brand now that you know the truth. Until next time, read those labels, support traditional food makers, and never settle for a pale imitation when you can have the real thing. Your taste buds will thank you.